Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to another episode of Say What Needs to Be Said. I'm your host, Asante, Mr. Pick Six Samuel, two-time Super Bowl champion, Pro Bowler, all-pro record-breaking cornerback, and the last cornerback to intercept 50 interceptions during the 16-game season era. Man, we didn't get the results we wanted to. But, man, we do have a Super Bowl champion for the 2026 Super Bowl, man. How we're doing out there is Sunday Night Vibes, man. It's the last game of the season. I hope everyone enjoyed the Super Bowl. Of course, it may not have been the game that everybody wanted to see. It started off a little slow, but we got to it, man. Let me bring on my co-host for the night, 2-3 Drees, man. We have to talk about this game tonight. How we doing?
Man, the season is finally over.
I'm still representing, baby. I'm still representing, man. I'm still going to represent, man. I'm still representing, man. What do you think about the season, man?
Man, it's crazy how fast that season went by. I can't believe it's over already. But shout out to the Seahawks. I cannot believe Sam Darnold is a starting quarterback on a Super Bowl team. I would never, ever guess that in life that Sam Darnold would be a starting quarterback on a Super Bowl team. But his team got it done, man. Shout out to the Seahawks. Y'all are the champs.
Man, shout out to the Seahawks. Like I said, it's a wrap for the 2025 season and in 2026 Super Bowl. Congratulations to the Seattle Seahawks for being the Super Bowl champion and persevering through the season, getting through all the adversity that comes along with a long season, man, a long, tough season, man. We go through a lot of injuries, we battle a lot of adversity, so on and so forth. But to make it to the Super Bowl, man, it's a hell of an achievement for a team, a group of 11 players that start on one team to come together and play on one accord and get the victory, man. So, hey, can't do nothing but give them their credit, man. They did a great job. And they have, that defense is unflappable, what Coach Prime say, man. But let's get into it, man. I know the majority of the people, man. I know the majority of the people didn't expect these two teams to be in the Super Bowl, the last game of the season, right? The Patriots and now the Seattle Seahawks, who is the champion. No one expected the New England Patriots to be in the Super Bowl. Let's get that straight first. No one, including myself, we didn't give the Patriots a chance in hell that they would be at this game, the last game of the season. The Seattle Seahawks, not too many people gave them a chance to be at the Super Bowl because of Sam Darnold, the new quarterback, a new coach who's there his second season. And, it was just two fresh teams. No one expected these two. These wasn't the popular teams to make it to the Super Bowl. Even though the Patriots didn't win, all I can say is Mr. Kraft needs to keep sucking up to Tom Brady as much as possible. Keep sucking up to Tom Brady. Give him another statue because Brady is the only quarterback that won him a Super Bowl, that made him a Super Bowl champion.
Man, two statues? He need one on the outside and one on the inside.
after Tom Brady is off statue probation, Mr. Kraft can go ahead and build Tom Brady another statue. He could put him another statue, one in the front and one in the back. Because another Super Bowl will be very hard to accomplish, either winning one or making it to the Super Bowl, especially how Drake may perform. Especially how Drake may perform, man. Like I said, congratulations to the Seattle Seahawks. They whooped my Patriots. The Patriots, our Patriots. They whooped their butt, man, 29-13. And this game started off as bad as any game could start off for the Patriots in the Super Bowl. 335 yards of total offense for the Seattle Seahawks. 331 yards for the New England Patriots. Third down was key in this game, man. The conversion rate on third down for both teams wasn't substantial at all. Even though it says 6 for 15 and the Patriots converted more first downs than the Seattle Seahawks. Seattle Seahawks went 4 for 16 and Patriots was 6 for 15. Man, those stats don't tell the whole story. It doesn't tell the whole story. Sam Darnold, 19 for 38, 202 yards, 1 touchdown, 50% completion rate in the passing game. All I can say is he executed and got the job done. Kenneth Walker III. I hope he's MVP. Y'all let me know who's the MVP I'm watching. I'm trying to see who's going to be the MVP of this game. Of course, Kenneth Walker III deserves it. 27 carries, 135 yards. After the first two series, Kenneth Walker carried the Seattle Seahawks. He carried them to glory. He was able to press the outside runs, and the Patriots wasn't able to set the edge and stop Kenneth Walker from bouncing outside, and he took the back and everything else out of the New England Patriots. And then you have Cooper Kupp, man, last year's MVP. He showed up big. Or whenever he won the MVP in the Super Bowl, he showed up big and made some key plays and key clutch catches for his team to get the victory today, you know? And then we got on the other hand, man, Drake May, 27 for 43, 295 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. Man, those stats are padded stats, and those really didn't have too much to do with the game. Besides the interceptions, man, all of those yards has nothing to do with the game. Drake May, let's say how we could say this being nice, you know. Drake May did not step up to the occasion today, right? At all. He didn't step up. He wasn't ready for the moment. I think he had like 48 yards or less than that heading in halftime. Ramondre Stevenson, 7 carries, 23 yards. He couldn't get going like he wanted to. Mac Hollins, he started to show up towards the end of the game when the game was over. The game was pretty much over, and that's when Mac Hollins showed up, you know.
Yeah, Drake May had 130 yards at the beginning of the fourth quarter, so he got over 100 yards in that fourth quarter, basically when the game was over. Like Stefon Diggs, he had 1 catch for 5 yards the entire game until the end of the fourth quarter. He ended up getting more yards, but they wasn't able to spread the ball around, not even getting the running game going. He only had 7 carries for, 23 yards? And like 15 of it came in the first quarter. So they didn't even really stick to the establish the run game. They wasn't able to spread the ball around like they normally do, because Patriots, they don't really have a main guy at receiver. They usually spread the ball around evenly to a lot of different receivers. You never know who's going to go off. But today it was hard for them to get the run game going, to spread the ball around, and that was the struggle today, man. They got too hot a little too late. It was pressure on Drake May. He was getting the ball too early, missing wide open receivers. I mean, it was just like, they say he was the second youngest quarterback ever to start in the Super Bowl, and you probably could tell by some of his throws and some of his being antsy in the pocket.
A lot of his throws, a lot of his play, period, you know what I mean? But again, like I said, congratulations to the Seattle Seahawks, Super Bowl champions, 29-13. I mean, it was a point all the way up until, I think, the fourth quarter. You know, it was a shutout for the Seattle Seahawks. The New England Patriots couldn't put any points on the board offensively. Defense did a pretty good job. They was handling their business, stopping the Seattle Seahawks in the red zone, making them kick field goals. Josh McDaniels couldn't scheme Drake May to glory. That's what ended up happening in this game. Josh McDaniels could not scheme Drake May to glory. Patriots needed Drake May to step up in this game in order for the Patriots to be successful. And the young Drake May couldn't. You know, if he ever gets this chance again, we will not know. But he has to step up, you know. The moment just seemed like it was too big for the young fella, and whatever else is going on with Drake May as a quarterback in his second year, the moment was just entirely too big. Even though the Seattle's defense is one hell of a defense, the dark side, let me tell you, they are a hell of a defense. Drake May was just pitiful in the Super Bowl. And the fourth quarter, we don't want to hear about those garbage yards, those yards that don't count, or you're fake coming back and things like that, you know? Drake May just played too fast. He let the clock speed up in his head too fast, right? And that made him struggle. You know, Drake May probably struggled worse than he has all season in the most important game of the season.
Man, I want to give a shout out. I want to give a shout out to DeMarcus Lawrence, man. Beginning the season, before the season started, when he left the Cowboys, he said, "Man, I love Dallas. That's my home, but I know I can't win there." He ended up going to a new team this year and winning the Super Bowl. Man, he kind of like called it out at the beginning of the season. He wouldn't go win the Super Bowl. He did it.
Do you know who smiling from ear to ear, cheesing? I mean, they was extremely happy watching the Super Bowl. They feel like they know much more than everyone else that's watching football and being an analyst and things like that. Who do y'all think I'm talking about that watched this game that is extremely happy? Anyone knows? In the chat, Drees, does anyone have a clue? There is someone that is happy and said, I told you.
Who was that? Tom Brady?
Cam Newton.
Oh, Cam Newton.
Cam Newton, the good brother Cam Newton. I know Cam Newton is somewhere rubbing his hands together like Birdman, smiling from ear to ear. He can't wait. He can't wait to call Drake May Fool's Gold, baby. His favorite term for Drake May, Fool's Gold. And let me tell you, I can't defend Drake May after a game like this. I can't defend him. You know, I come to people's defense when reality is the truth, you know, and man, the reality, I don't know if it was the truth or not tonight, but I know that Drake May, the moment was too big for him, man. You know what I mean? And Cam Newton, he's going to have a field day with Drake May's performance in the Super Bowl. It's going to be bad, Patriots Nation. It's going to be bad. So y'all sit back and just brace yourself and sit back, and it's going to be a bumpy ride because Cam Newton, he couldn't wait for this day. And all he can say and continue to say is, I told you, you know?
Yeah,
but
Patriots fans, they still got to be a lot to be proud about, be a lot to be happy about because they made it to the Super Bowl. I don't care what nobody say about the road they take to get there. You still got to win those games. You still got to get there, man. They should be proud of the young Drake May, even though today wasn't how they wanted it to be. Was it the Drake May they seen all season with completing the ball down the field and everything? But man, first year, Mike Vrabel, first year with the Patriots as a head coach, man, it's a lot to look forward to.
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, man, win, lose, or draw, this year is a success for the New England Patriots and Mike Vrabel as a first-year head coach. Regardless of what happened and transpired in this game, this season is a success. Of course, we are not happy with the conclusion of this game and not coming out victorious in this game. Yes, Mike Vrabel is not going to be happy with that. But at the end of the day, it's a successful season, and they can build and get better from this season, you know what I mean? And I think it's important so we can understand the type of coach and player Mike Vrabel was and the coach he is now, and how he started off this season, how he was able to get a broken down team and rebuild it and get everyone to believe in each other, get these players to fight for one another. Like it's a war going on, and I can't let my brother down. You know, it takes a special man to lead other men to be able to bring them to that to those capabilities in 1 year, you know what I mean? Not 2 years, not 3 years, in one season. So so Mike Vrabel, like I said, he's a great leader of men, and I want to show, and we want to take a look at the Patriots, you know, little documentary before the season started that they put together, and I think it's very inspiring, and let's check it out.
Okay, and what my goal was, it was to build a program that you guys and the coaches and the staff wanted to be a part of, that they wanted to protect, and that you were proud of it. We're building our own identity, and it's all going to be based on how do we make you guys as good as you possibly.
We ain't gonna play the whole thing, man. I didn't hear the music. I don't want to get in trouble on this YouTube thing, but basically, yeah, man, that was Mike Vrabel starting off this journey with the New England Patriots. And, you know, in the end goal is to make it to the Super Bowl. First, you want to make it to the playoffs, be NFC champs, AFC champs. And they did that, man. They did that in 1 year. Of course, you came up short. It's going to hurt, you know. But in this game, man, back to this game, right? No one was scoring. The Seattle Seahawks continued to kick field goals because the Patriots defense kept them out of the end zone, in the red zone, right? They played good red zone defense. And then finally, you know, the Patriots defense gave up one touchdown too many. That one touchdown too many is what cost the Patriots the game. And then here comes Drake May. Too little, too late, trying to match the intensity of the Seahawks and try to get a touchdown, score a touchdown right back after the Seahawks scored. But it was too little, too late by then, you know?
I feel like like once the Patriots start moving the ball, like the Seahawks kind of like knew it was like we just waiting their time to run out. They wasn't playing as hard as defense as they was before, so it was easier for Drake May to move the ball down the field. They just want the game to be over with. They think about the after parties and all this other stuff that's about to come.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's how the Patriots start moving the ball.
In a game like this, truthfully, it comes down to who will make his mistakes first, who will make the most mistakes, and who will make mistakes first, because it's a defensive battle, right? I'm playing it pretty safe on offense, and the other team is playing it pretty safe on offense. We're depending on our defense to win this game, as well as our physical nature, which is running the football, right? So like I said, it was 3-zip, then it was 6-zip. The Patriots wasn't really making any mistakes. Seahawks wasn't making any mistakes on defense. They was shutting the offense out for the New England Patriots. Whereas the New England Patriots, they were giving up little plays here and there. And then finally, Kenneth Walker was able to explode and bust the game open. And then the mistakes started piling on for the New England Patriots because Drake May couldn't perform. Remember, a good defense needs a good offense to perform, to keep them off the field and let them get their rest, the rest they need. Drake May and the offense couldn't provide none of that, as well as Josh McDaniels. Like I said, Josh McDaniels is really the corporate in this whole entity of the New England Patriots offense, right? And he is responsible for scheming quarterbacks that we may not think is elite or needs more support than other quarterbacks. So that's what we depend on Josh McDaniels to do for Drake May, but he couldn't figure it out against this Seahawks defense. The dark side is the real deal, man. The dark side is the real deal.
And this game kind of remind me of an old school game too, because we didn't see those going for it on 4th and short. It was a lot of 4th and 1s, 4th and 2s where they kicked the field goal or punted it away. They was playing that field position in the game. Like, no, we don't give you that easy field position. You're gonna have to work for every yard you get. And that's how the game kind of started off too, as well. I don't know if you noticed that it was no 4th down attempts today.
Yeah,
that's the first game.
That's the difference in these type of coaches. They're very conservative coaches who want to try, especially in a game like today. You want the other team to make their mistakes first before you make your mistake. Or you want to force them into making mistakes while you're playing your game and you're not getting out of your game. You want to get 3 yards here, 5 yards there, control the time of possession, and then get a touchdown, get the lead, and force the other team to get out of character and do things out of character. And that's the name of the game in a game like this. That's defensive minded, two great defenses going head to head. And yeah. But I got a confession, man. I got a confession to everyone out there, man. And I got to let everyone know, man, especially Patriots Nation, man. My patriotism has been rejuvenated with Mike Vrabel as the head coach and all this controversy surrounding Bill Belichick and Tom Brady. Yes, I want to tell y'all, my patriotism, however you say it, has been restored. It's rejuvenated, and I feel good again, baby. I'm a Patriot and I'm an Eagle. You understand? We got to spit it. We got to spit it now. You know what I mean? But the good thing about it for me, right? Belichick being snubbed in the Hall of Fame and Brady not supporting his teammate made me get my patriotism rejuvenated, restored, make me feel good again because of all this controversy between Belichick not being in the Hall of Fame as a first ballot Hall of Fame coach and Tom Brady acting like he doesn't want to support his team and his buddy Mike Vrabel. I had to step up and show my patriotism, baby. It's restored. I am back. I am back, and it feels good. It feels good. You know what I mean? But again, if this was Belichick headed to the Super Bowl, trying to win his 7th Super Bowl for the New England Patriots, you wouldn't have seen this side of me. You wouldn't have seen that I'm a Patriot. I support the Patriots and so on and so forth. But you got to see my patriotism, you got to see my patriotism.
And when the Tom Brady jerseys go back up on the wall,
I don't know. He's on probation, man. We got Tom Brady on probation. We got him on statue probation as well as jersey on the wall probation. So we got to see how he's feeling, the vibe out there. But I will say one thing about Tom Brady and this whole situation surrounding New England Patriots with Drake May, Mr. Kraft. We can't even include Belichick right now because Belichick isn't there. You know what I mean? But I need Tom Brady along with Mr. Kraft and also Drake May if Drake May has any interest in this Tom Brady saga, this controversy, right? They all need to put their difference to the side and let Tom Brady give some type of mentorship to Drake May. Yes. You don't want your quarterback to make it all the way to the Super Bowl and then finally can't execute in the most important game of the year. The most important game of the games. You know what I mean? I think that's very important.
Don't he work with the Raiders? Why would he go help Drake May when he got to work with the Raiders? He got some work to do over there with those quarterbacks.
I get it. I understand, man. It's just different, man. Like I said, I feel like Tom Brady is a Patriot. He has to, give him some type of mentorship. I know it sounds weird and things like that, but I think they all need to figure this out, man. Maybe Mr. Kraft need to give Tom Brady 5% of the Patriots and switch,
switch from the Raiders back to the Patriots.
Yeah, man. But salute to the New England Patriots, man. And another thing with the Patriots that is a good thing, we're trying to find some things that are good besides this foolishness of a game that just went on, right? And I can't lie, I didn't think Stefon Diggs was going to work out. I would be a good fit with the New England Patriots, along with a young Drake May at quarterback. And I must say I was completely wrong. He is definitely a key factor on that team and one of the main leaders and that the energy that makes that engine go over there for the New England Patriots. So he was a good addition as well as a good receiver for Drake May, you know what I mean? So Diggs turned out to be one of the best free agent pickups for the New England Patriots, as well as him bringing Cardi B over there with Mr. Kraft. Mr. Kraft, man, he low key for a while. He loved this attention. He loves being around rappers and stars and things like that. Bill Belichick was the one that was holding him back. So now I hear that Cardi B is around, and now she's bringing much more revenue, much more attention. The value of the brand of the Patriots is going up. So I think, Mike, I think that's a cool thing, I think it's a cool thing. Same thing that Coach Prime was doing in college, But shout out to the Seattle Seahawks, man. Sam Darnold, man. The thing that was impressive in this game for the Seattle Seahawks was Sam Darnold. He showed a huge amount of composure, especially in the first half, right? Because the amount of pressure New England Patriots was bringing while, being very close to sacking Sam Darnold on a lot of those plays was very impressive. He kept his composure. Sam Darnold was making the Patriots defensive line look like they wasn't as athletic as him. He looked like he was a more of an athlete than the Patriots defensive lineman because they was coming scot-free or getting home and he would just step around them and it was like he wasn't even flinching that they was close to him. He wasn't even fazed that the Patriots got the penetration in the backfield. You understand? I thought that was very impressive for Sam Darnold, And Seattle found their quarterback, baby.
For real, no turnovers too with all that pressure, man. They didn't make no mistakes today. Took what the defense gave them, and man, just get the points. You gotta get 3 points. We're gonna get our 3 points. We ain't gonna force it. We ain't gonna do nothing extra. We're gonna win that game, and that's what he did.
Yeah. Seattle Seahawks found their quarterback, baby. I bet they won't be stupid like the Vikings and let them go. You know what I mean? But just think about how terrible that sounds for the Minnesota Vikings and what they have done at the quarterback situation. Just think about it, everyone, how terrible that is. You built the Seattle Seahawks a Super Bowl champion team by sending Sam Darnold over there. You could have kept him on your team and made him a backup. You could have did anything with him. You could have signed him, made him third string, put him on injured reserve. You sent him to the perfect team to make a Super Bowl champion team, and that cannot happen in the NFL. It's like investing, man. It's a terrible investment.
I think the Vikings situation prepared Sam Darnold for what happened this season. Like last year, they was the number 1 team, and they played the last game of the season for the number 1 seed. They end up losing. They losing the first round of the playoffs. I felt, and then like the Vikings just let him go scot-free, like how you said. I feel like for that to happen to Sam Darnold, that built him for the adversity for this year to get him to that Super Bowl, to get him over the peak.
How much adversity he want him to go through? He got that goddamn
that's
the Vikings
true.
he was dealing with over there. How terrible he was. Where he went after that? Carolina Panthers.
That's all that made him for this woman right here, for him to overcome all that to do this, man. Shout out to Sam Darnold, because I wasn't a believer in
too, man. I talked about quarterback development, and I said it's a lack of quarterback development. You know, I'm the one that first started that, right? But you know, some of these quarterbacks can go to these terrible teams, and they may be elite quarterbacks or quarterbacks that can play at a high level, but they wind up on these terrible teams with coaches that can't develop or teach anything, and you never get to see the true upside of that quarterback or the true potential of that quarterback. And I think Sam Darnold is just one of those guys. He looks like a complete veteran. Like he completely understands the game of football, how and when to get the football out of his hands quick, when the pressure is coming, how to maneuver the pressure, you know, the situations and things like that. So Sam Darnold is a winner, man. And with that team and Kenneth Walker, man. But Kenneth Walker made the difference in this game for Seattle.
Super Bowl MVP right there.
MVP, Super Bowl MVP, man. Super Bowl MVP. Sam Darnold, man. I mean, Kenneth Walker, man. But like I said, the Patriots was doing great, setting the edge, stopping Kenneth Walker the first couple of series. And then Kenneth Walker, it just continued to bruise, and the physicality of the Seattle Seahawks started to wear down on the New England Patriots. And there's nothing they can do, man. It was nothing they can do, man.
6 sacks for 43 yards, man. It was all over Drake May.
Yeah, man. But again, you know, in the first half, it wasn't that bad, right? Drake May was playing fast. Sometimes he was playing too fast, getting the football out of his hand. I remember on one of those first downs, or one of those third downs, he threw the ball to the flat too quickly. And I think that Seattle's defense was in man-to-man coverage, and the cornerback had the receiver jammed up. But he had him jammed up enough that he was able to make the play on the flat, because Drake May was so intimidated by the Seahawks rush that he got the ball out so fast and didn't give the wide receiver enough time to run the cornerback off and prevent him from making the play on the back, you know? So that was another issue, you know.
Yeah. And Seahawks was bringing the pressure from all different angles, from corners, from safeties, from linebackers. Like they was mixing it up on the blitz, bringing it all different ways. Did you blitz a lot as a corner?
No, I didn't blitz a lot, man. They would always send the blitz away from me and give it to another corner. They would always send the blitz to another corner. But for the Patriots too, man, they have a hell of a defense, man. They have a hell of a defense, and I like the way Zach Kerr, yeah, say his name right. Zach Kerr called the game, right? He called a good defensive game, man, and he gave Sam Darnold a bunch of different looks. He was sending different pressures at the Seattle Seahawks defense, offense, and Sam Darnold, you know, and that he likely hadn't seen all season or on film from the New England Patriots. I like how Zach Kerr was mixing up the coverage in the back end as well, because sometimes he would play those receivers in man-to-man coverage, you know, and next play he might drop back 8 in coverage and only rush 3 to Sam Darnold. But Sam Darnold, you know, it made him think. He had to think, and he wasn't able to get too comfortable, right? And that stopped, preventing him from getting in his rhythm a little bit, but he still was able to overcome. But I like what I saw from the Patriots defense and defensive coordinator Zach Kerr, however you say it. Excuse me, y'all. But yeah, that was a good job tonight, man. It's just Drake May could not step up tonight in this game, you know, and he's gonna have a hard time all week. He's gonna have a hard time all week, you know.
Yeah, I think until you step back on the field, probably.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a
Until he
long,
yeah.
off.
Last game of the season, the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You know, no more games after this one. And boom, man. You know, but
Yeah, watching UG, what he say? He said, I hate the Patriots missed this opportunity, but Drake May and the team exceeded my expectations. Listen, the Patriots I don't know if you knew this either, but a fact about the Patriots, it's the biggest turnaround in a football team in NFL history. They would have 4 wins last year to the Super Bowl this year. It's the biggest turnaround ever in NFL history. So
yes,
they definitely
100%.
did exceed expectations.
Yeah, man, definitely. The Patriots exceeded expectations. Like I said, no one expected them to be in this game tonight. No one expected them to be in the Super Bowl, let alone the playoffs. No one expected Drake May to have a successful season, right? No one expected the Patriots defense to play as well. Remember in the beginning of the season, free agents was hesitant to sign with the New England Patriots because of what was going on last season with Drake or Gerard Mayo as the head coach. That's how bad it was for the New England Patriots. People and players were hesitant to sign with this team, you know?
And I remember Gerard Mayo made that statement last year about the team being soft. So that was like most of the same team is there this year, and they like the top defense. You see how that defense even today they play.
And that's the type of leadership they was dealing with last year. Their head coach calling their team that's at the Super Bowl now soft, and you had the same players there, you know. So that goes to show you the type of coaches that us as players have to deal with sometimes in the NFL, man. You know. And yeah, man. Dang, this was a big opportunity for the New England Patriots, and they couldn't deliver, man. They couldn't deliver. God dog it, they couldn't deliver. But how do we feel about Tom Brady? How we doing out there, man, everyone? How do we feel about Tom Brady? Tom Brady, you know, we put the full court press on Tom Brady. We demanded that he supported the New England Patriots because Belichick is in there no more. Mike Vrabel is the new coach, and that is his teammate. And we brought the pressure to Tom Brady, and, you know, all I can say is he made a few attempts to show us support. Or was it Brady blowing smoke up our butt, and he doesn't really mean it? Let's check out what Brady had to say. Oh, this is Brady. This is what he put up on IG, man. And Brady say, you know, I got your back, RK, talking about Robert Kraft. Go get that 7 rings so we can match, you know, after he received a lot of smoke from my way, as well as a couple of other ex-Patriot players, you know. Mm-hmm. But I can tell you one thing. I can tell you Tom Brady's heart is 100% with the Patriots. But he never thought the day would come when Belichick or Mr. Kraft will let him go. And that really hurt Tom Brady. It would hurt you too if you bought an organization 6 rings, you've been there 20 years, and now they're letting you go like you just anyone, you know, like you just another player. Mm-hmm. So Brady's going to continue to hold that grudge for a while, but hopefully to this season and what transpired all this week, you know, kind of made Tom Brady wake up a little bit, you know what I mean? But yeah, Tom Brady was supposed to leave the Patriots on his terms when he was ready. So Tom Brady has every right to be pissed off at Mr. Kraft as well as, Belichick as well as Mr. Kraft, because Mr. Kraft could have stopped a lot of these things, but he gave all the power to Bill Belichick, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Because we all know Belichick purposely, for no reason, wanted to trade Brady. Brady was still playing at a high level, you know, still playing elite football. It all came down to Belichick having securities as a head coach and being able to win without Tom Brady. So he tried to create the narrative that Mr. Kraft that Brady is getting older and he can't sustain playing at a high level. So they tried to replace Tom Brady and they drafted Jimmy Garoppolo, and it didn't work out. So all of that to say, it's time to let it go, you know? Right. You know? But it was a wake-up call for Brady, you know, so he can understand holding the grudge against Belichick while the place that loves him the most suffers. isn't a good look. I think that's what transpired for Tom Brady. You know, you can have a grudge against Bill Belichick, but for a city, a state, for an entire community, years supporting you, right? And you look like you turn your back on them, you know, they ain't going for that, man. So I think he understood that. He kind of woke up, man, and he had to say something. He had to say something.
At Wade the Greatest, he said that was damage control right there. That tweet, that post he put up.
It could have been a little damage control, but think about it, man. Y'all talk to me, right? You don't think Tom Brady's heart is in New England as a Patriot? Think about it. He's following Tampa Bay where he played 3 seasons, and he's not following the New England Patriots, or he wasn't following the New England Patriots. All that is him trying to, you know, show that he's mad, get some attention, you know, be a little brat about the situation. That's clearly an indication that there's an issue. You spend 20 years with one team, you don't want to follow them, but you spend 3 years with one team and you follow them because you're that much more happier with that other team, you know? Come on, man. I ain't going for that. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I remember they had Tom Brady Day. Because I remember the Eagles played the Patriots, and it was Tom Brady Day where they went there and honored them. I think that was the day they revealed the statue too. I'm not sure, but man, the Patriots, the whole. If you got anything to do with the Patriots, you know you love Tom Brady. Tom Brady is the damn near the god to you.
Right?
No, if you're a Patriots fan.
Right.
So I know it probably hurt a little couple people feelings by not following them back and. Not
at the end of the day, man, this is a new era. Like I said, Belichick isn't there anymore. Gerard Mayo isn't the coach, you know, so it's not.
What if he didn't even know? What if he didn't even know he wasn't following? He's like, oh yeah, I forgot. He probably he could unfollowed them like a long time ago when he was upset. He probably forgot.
But
like,
maybe he was never following them, you know. He never probably was following them from the beginning. I'm hearing both sides of it. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, like I said, it's a new era. Belichick's gone. Gerard Mayo, we have a legitimate coach in place. Just so happened to be our teammate. So gotta let bygones be bygones. You know what I mean? And that's the Super Bowl, man. That is the Super Bowl. The New England Patriots versus the Seattle Seahawks. That was the game. But now we want to talk about the halftime performance. What do we think about the halftime performance in the Super Bowl, the most anticipated performance of all performances? And we had to deal with someone that isn't really in our culture, isn't of ethnicity, isn't the same race as us. You know what I mean? And we had to jam out during the halftime and try to enjoy as much as I can. But for me, I understand, right? And y'all, you have to understand as well. Everyone out there in the audience, you know, y'all have to understand that business owners want their business to grow. They want their business to continue to grow and grow and grow. But sometimes you have to make a sacrifice and you have to understand the moment, right? To spoil a legendary Super Bowl halftime performance with the artist most fans don't recognize, more than one song is just straight out ridiculous. You have to check yourself. And I understand the NFL is trying to grow and go international, get more international fans and enter into that space more and more, right? But at the same time, they have to understand and read the room when and when not to pull the plug. You decided to put a Puerto Rican or a Cuban, I think he's Puerto Rican, a Puerto Rican artist to perform at halftime, and not too many people understand the language. What sense does that make? What sense does that make? I honestly thought there would be an American song with some American or English words that we all understood. I thought it would be one at least. And I was clueless like everyone else. I had to Google Bad Bunny and see if I was familiar with any of his songs. I wasn't really too familiar with any of his songs. You know,
Man, listen, I don't know not one word he said, but I was jamming though.
I was about to say the same thing. I was jamming too. But the NFL can't make this mistake again, though. They can't make this mistake again. It was a good idea. It was a good idea, great idea, but it's just bad execution. You know what I mean? And I saw a clip, man. I saw a clip where players was asked, do they know any Bad Bunny songs, you know? And not too many players knew any of the songs, like I said, including myself. And they was asked, but let's check out what a few teammates had to say.
Bad Bunny song.
I already got one. Sorry about that.
I don't know who that is.
I don't know.
What's your favorite Bad Bunny song?
I already got one. Sorry about that.
I don't know who that is.
I never heard of Bad Bunny.
I don't know who that is.
I heard performing at halftime.
But yeah, I don't know who that is.
I don't know no Bad Bunny.
Do you think they made a mistake?
I believe so. I ain't never heard of bro till now.
I don't have one.
I don't listen to him.
I don't know any songs.
What the heck's it called? I blacked out the name.
I don't think I have one.
I don't know Bad Bunny song.
That's a tough one.
I don't have one.
I don't really listen to that, but I can't lie. I really do not know any.
I haven't listened to any songs.
I don't know any to keep it G.
I just tuned into Bad Bunny this morning because is it DTMF?
DTM2.
Your second favorite?
I don't think I remember.
I like Titi Mi Pregunto, Seda, and Moscow Mule.
What is it, Monaco?
The one with Cardi B. I can't
There we
remember
go.
the name.
I don't really listen to Bad Bunny, bro. It's the one that goes, ooh, boy. That's all I know. That's DTC.
Oh, what funny.
Like the name of it. I never heard of Bad
Just
Bunny.
say this, La Camiseta.
La Camiseta. Yeah.
La Camiseta.
La Camiseta?
La
Okay, that means t-shirt in
Camiseta.
Spanish. I didn't-
So there we go, man. Bad Bunny. There's New England Patriot players and the Seattle Seahawks players that this artist is performing at their halftime and they don't know the songs. The majority of these players, I don't know. What's that one song? That's what it said. But like you say, Dries, I was jamming, baby. Forget the words, baby. I didn't know all of the lingo and the ta-ta-ta-ta, but I was that up-tempo beat, baby. Hey, some of the beats was jamming, baby. That up-tempo beat was pretty cool, baby. I could, we like fast music down south, so I could rock to the, I could kind of put my own words to it, you know what I mean?
Right.
But at the end of the day, they could have at least had someone or some type of translation for the people that don't speak no English like myself.
Yeah,
like,
at
where's
least
the
people like
translator at?
put the captions in English or something.
Where's something? Give me something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We just out here just straight beat, you just got to go with the beat. And
Only words I understood, he said, God bless America. I understood that part. That's the only part.
yeah, he said a few things I can't remember, but yeah, man. He did entertain. Like I like he was moving through the crowds, and the little setup was pretty cool. He had the older people sitting in the hallways, I guess like they were back in Puerto Rico or Cuba, wherever he's from, and he's a little entertainer. He move and groove, but I don't know what was more boring, the halftime show or the game. I don't know. Definitely the halftime show. Definitely the halftime.
Yeah, I don't think
show,
it was boring. Listen, that music gets you moving. I don't think that was boring. That first half was more boring than the halftime show. The first half.
That's why I said I don't know what was more boring. It was the halftime show or the game, because that first half, like, especially if you don't, if you're just waiting to see touchdowns and you don't understand defense, or defense isn't playing exciting football, it can really, really be boring. It really be boring. But I think this was a political stunt by the NFL, to tell you the truth. Because why would you bring Bad Bunny to perform? Again, like I said, I understand they're trying to grow internationally. But I think the NFL was throwing this in Donald Trump's face for political reasons, because this just does not make any sense. They had to be throwing this in Donald Trump's face. Only people who knew the words to these songs, they had to have a Spanish background, some type of Spanish friends, or went to Spanish schools where majority of the people listen to that type of music. You know what I mean? That's the only type of people that could have resonated with any of his songs, you know. But tomorrow, Tuesday, all next week, Donald Trump is going to be livid after watching this performance. If he didn't watch it or hearing about Bad Bunny and having
you know he had his own
flag.
You know he had his own halftime show, right?
Who, Donald Trump?
Yeah, he had his own halftime show.
Oh, with Coldplay and all of those artists.
Yeah, I think it was like Kid Rock or something.
Kid Rock and things like I heard about it, man. Did it actually go? Did it actually?
I don't know how you watched it or anything, but man, I know they supposed to have their own halftime show.
That is true, right? That is true. I wondered did they follow through on that request from Donald Trump. But I heard it all over the radios and on the internet and things like that. But yeah, expect to see Trump crashing out this week, though. He's definitely gonna be livid. Expect to see him crashing out.
Man, especially, I mean, I see a little bit of twerking and stuff. Like, oh man, they got him twerking on TV. They might get in trouble for this.
They really get in trouble, right? But the last year performance was spot on. They picked the right artist at the exact perfect moment, right? With Kendrick Lamar, and he had the hit song, Not Like Us. You know, that represented pretty much everyone, figuratively speaking, right? That represented everyone. But then you go from Kendrick Lamar to Bad Bunny and expect everyone to love this performance? Who love the halftime show?
Who would you want to see next at the halftime show? If you got to pick any artist in the world, who would you pick?
Man, I'm so out of the loop. You know what I mean? You got some of these younger guys and things like that. But, you know, it's a slew of old school artists, man. You know, you can have 50 Cent. He's already been. You could have T.I. You could have Young Jeezy. I mean, there's some white artists you can have up there as well. You know, you could bring Eminem. You know, I can't think right off the top of my head, but, you know, someone that is very popular in the United States, you know, got songs that we all resonate with and things like that, and we can vibe out and enjoy ourselves. But
it's
Bad Bunny, it was hard to,
Chris Brown should be a halftime performance.
Chris Brown, you know, with Bad Bunny, I caught myself trying to salsa. I was salsa. I caught myself. I'm trying to bop to the beat. I caught myself doing it like this a little bit.
Yeah. I don't think they ever gonna let Chris Brown do a Super Bowl because his you know his all the things he went through and all that stuff. They'll never let him. But he's a true entertainer. He'd be up there doing all the things like kind of like Usher. I want Usher to halftime performance.
Yeah, Usher is an entertainer. I mean, Chris Brown is our generation Michael Jackson per se. You know what I mean? He's that type of entertainer. And if he wouldn't have did what he did, or you know, and that messed him up, he would have grown to that statue, you know, to that level of success, you know. But shout out to Chris Brown, man.
Do you remember the first Super Bowl you ever watched? I was down by the Super Bowl this week, and I was asking people, like, what's the first Super Bowl they ever watched? Did they remember?
I cannot remember. You caught me with a good one. I'm trying to think. The first Super Bowl that I ever watched. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Sometime in high school. I don't know. It will make me start.
You'll remember who played?
However, man, I just remember I just know I didn't start remembering the Super Bowl until I made it to the Super Bowl in the NFL. You know? In Little League football and stuff, I made it to the Super Bowl. But let's move on, man, to the next subject, man. And we got 2 days before the offseason officially begins, right? 2 days before the offseason officially begins, we got one of Atlanta Falcons' first-round draft picks has been booked for some serious charges. Now he's released. He got a bond. I just was reading, I think he got a $25K bond. And 3 things Bill Belichick reminded his team before every offseason start. 3 things that will keep us safe and keep you out of trouble. And his message to his team, to hope it resonate and keep us out of trouble. 3 things to stay away from. assholes, alcohol, and coochie. We're going to say coochie. So if you want to save your favorite player and make sure they're safe this offseason, tag your favorite player, your favorite NFL player, and let them know these 3 things to stay away from in the offseason. Assholes, alcohol, and coochie, because they definitely will get you in trouble. If you pay attention to every situation, because there's going to be plenty more in this offseason, and you keep paying attention to these situations and you see what is causing these NFL players or these players to get in trouble, to lose their mind, to black out, one of the 3 things will come to play, if not 2 of 3 or 3 out of the 3 things. You know what I mean? But pay attention, like I said. And I bet we won't see more and more, but we got to check out this video, man, and see what the brother got himself into. Brother looking clean, young, and good. Getting hauled off his head.
He should have stayed in San Fran. He was just in San Fran. He just stayed over there.
Bad. So that's James Pierce Jr., everyone. Atlanta Falcons defensive end, 2025 first round draft pick, man. It's not good, man. This is not good. This is not good at all for James Pierce Jr. or any football player or professional athlete. This is not good. His career, James Pierce Jr. career, can essentially be done and over with in a blink of an eye. In one day of a stupid decision, all because he let too much STF make him black out and start playing Grand Theft Auto in the middle of the highway and thought no consequences was going to happen. He let that STF get to him, y'all. If y'all don't remember what the STF is, y'all, the STF shows up every offseason. That STF got to him. Remember, I taught y'all about STF. Sexually transmitted feelings. That's exactly what got to James Pierce Jr. He let those sexually transmitted feelings get to him. He thought he was in love. He thought him and this new boo WNBA star, whatever her name is, he thought that she was going to be with him forever. I'm hot. I'm in my prime. I'm a first round draft pick. There is no way you're leaving me. And when he found out that he didn't have control over her and she was over him, that's when the craziness started to kick in. Because you're at the prime of your life. You feel like you're in control of everything. You feel like, why wouldn't people and things want to be associated and be with me? How can I let you go or let this go when I'm in control, And that's the crazy mindset us football players go through, man, because we're young. We're trying to find ourselves as a young man, and then, we got the childhood trauma, we got where we come from, we have so many things we need to overcome and deal with,
Yeah, we got Jab 9237 said he'll be all right. He young. Now he got some charges coming his way. He hit some cop cars with his car. He hit some other cars, and he got a few charges just piling up. So they saying he actually might get some jail time after this. So it's
really hard. And me watching the NFL, I've been in the NFL for years. It's really hard for a judge and prosecutor to put NFL players or professional athletes in jail. You have to really commit a serious crime like James Pierce Jr. did. It was very serious, and I've read reports and I've seen reports, and it said that he struck an officer, hit him in the knee, and he was resisting, and the officer said that he was lucky to be alive. You know, when you drive off on those officers, you speed off, and you have no regard for the safety of officers. They are quick to pull their service weapon and use it, because that's a free body in their mind. You know what I mean? Oh, he's pulling off and he's threatening me with his life, with his vehicle. It's a free body. That's how they think of it, you know?
Right.
And James Pierce Jr., man, like he played with the Atlanta Falcons, and it seems like, you know, everyone want to come to Miami as soon as the offseason hit. And the more people you have in one place that with egos and pride and money, the more problems you're going to have. So the offseason has begun. Let's see who falls to the side, you know, and gets caught up with this STF, you know what I mean? The sexually transmitted feelings, man, because it's a real thing, man. It's a real thing, man. But again and again, the Seattle Seahawks are Super Bowl champions. The New England Patriots had an opportunity, every opportunity, so many opportunities in the first half, stopping them, holding them to 3 points, then 9 points. I mean, Drake May just couldn't get anything going. It's going to be a long week for Drake May. They're going to need to do all type and all sorts of damage control. His confidence is going to be down. And it's going to have to see what he's made of, man, at the end of the day, man. But I'm representing, man. I wanted to throw him a blue jersey, but y'all see it back there. Brady on probation. Should I point right there? Brady on probation, man. So we're going to do the Patriots, you know, legendary Samuel 22 jersey, baby.
That's your favorite color right there, the blue one? You like the blue better than the white?
Color. I used to like rocking the white, though. I ain't going to lie. I used to like rocking the white. But I like the blue on the wall because it give it a little color, give it a little flavor, you know what I mean? But how we doing out there in the chat, man? Let me go to my boy Bruce. I think my boy Bruce came through, man. I hope you're still there with us, Bruce. Oh, is that Bruce? No, Bruce be having so many names, man. Congratulations to the Seahawks. Go Pats, man. Most definitely, man. Congratulations to the Seahawks. That game, that victory for the Seahawks is well-deserved. Man, they outplayed the New England Patriots in every aspect of the game, offensively, defensively, special teams, situational football. Sam Darnold was 10 times the better quarterback than Drake May was tonight. Drake May could not get nothing going, as well as I can't even blame the coaches or talk about Josh McDaniels, because Drake May just was that awful. And he didn't give his chance a team to win, man. And it all falls on Drake May. All falls on Drake May, man. As bad as we don't want to, you might not want to hear it and things like that, but it is what it is, man. So it's Sunday Night Vibes. It's the end of the season. The Super Bowl 2025 season is a wrap. 2026 Super Bowl is a wrap. We have our NFL Super Bowl champions for this season, the Seattle Seahawks, and to beat them next year after another draft, free agency, it's going to be very tough. So I don't know. Teams are going to have to build their teams and stack their rosters up to compete with the Seattle Seahawks. They want to be NFC champs and get to the Super Bowl. So it's your boy Asante, Mr. Pick Six Samuel.
It's your boy 2-3 Drees.
And we're going to see y'all maybe tomorrow, maybe Thursday, but there'll be a lot of news coming out, man, and more things for us to talk about, man. And I have to go to the city of Lauderhill tomorrow they're honoring your boy, so I have to show up, man. And
congratulations.
They honoring your boy, you know what I mean? So we're gonna see y'all next time, man. We are